You are listening to the Obstructed View Red Sox podcast, presented by Beyond the Monster.
So tell us about, how you got involved with Jomboy and just how it's been, helping them create content.
Oh, it's a funny story. I'll give you the somewhat cut down version because I could talk about it. It's a really odd story. So I'm friendly. I'm hometown friends with Nick Casano, also known as Nicky Cass, social media TikToker, the Italian comedian, if you will, the TikToks and whatnot. And so he's invited to play in Jomboy Media's JM Warehouse games. He's for floorball, the first floorball tournament. And last second, this was, I want to say like June of 2022, we were filming it. And last second, someone got COVID like the day before filming. And so they were out. Nick calls me and he's like, what are you doing Friday through Sunday? I'm like, I'm working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm available. Why? He goes, can you get off? I'm like, all right, what's going on? He seemed panicked. And so he says, do you want to play floorball? I said, I don't know what floorball is, but I'm in. That sounds fun. And so I come to the warehouse, play some floorball. I was lucky enough they liked me. They brought me back for Blitzball Battle 2. Me and Nick were teammates. Went on a little bit of a run. They liked me again. They were looking for a baseball or just a sport researcher. My background, I did football research for years, and I was also a football coach. So that's where my background actually comes from. But I've also been an avid baseball fan, so I know how to do baseball research, which helped me land my job. And then I started January 2023 as Talking Baseball's head researcher, among other tasks that I do.
Good stuff. Or some stuff that goes into, I know probably research is pretty, straightforward, but what kind of is like that day to day? Is it just kind of looking up stats, or kind of what's your day to day look like doing that for them?
It's a lot of it's looking up stats, a lot of reading, because it's different when you're doing, because obviously they're talking Yanks versus talking baseball, where Yankees is strictly Yankees baseball and talking baseball is the entire league. So for me, it's trying to read what the beat reporters are saying, try and get a vibe of what's going on in each team, because it's not like I'm watching every game that's going on every night. That's just physically impossible. If there's 15 games going on a Tuesday night, 3-hour games, 45 hours, it's 24 hours a day. So it's physically impossible to watch the whole game. So I'm trying to pick up the vibe of what's going on within each team and how the game's going. So a lot of reading, a lot of looking up numbers, whether it's on like a baseball reference or fan graphs, checking the injuries. So doing a lot of that baseball stuff, organizing it, putting into a couple sheets for them, because they all know ball. And it's so funny between Jake, Jimmy, Trev, and BBD, because all four of them have like different mindsets and what they like and how they think about the game of baseball. So it's funny prepping stuff because each one could use it differently, and they all bring a variety of baseball knowledge to the table, which is so fun to watch when they put the product together. And I'm just lucky to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I have notifications set up for the regular Jomboy account. I just think it's so impressive with the stuff that you guys find and how quick you get it out. Whether it's, I mean, really anything. And it's really kind of cool to kind of follow and just see it, just the randomness, or to just, your basic, like, whether it's something with the Chiefs and Kelsey and Swift, right, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? So, and it's impressive too, like how much that it's evolved too over the last like handful of years to where, it's at now, you know what I mean? To where, where it started. So it is cool kind of seeing that and seeing a lot of fresh faces. Like the guys for like We Got Ice, you know what I mean? Like those guys, you know what I mean? Because I remember just following them on Twitter, and then they follow you back just to, like, in general, and just kind of doing their thing. And now, they're a massive part of what you guys do.
Oh, those guys are awesome. And especially because like Nick and I were competitors with them in the warehouse games. It's a fun little rivalry because we're about the same age. They're good friends off the field too. So when we're playing against them, regardless of the sport, it's always a fun time because it's a nice little friendly rivalry, and it's cool for them how they've grown too to be a part of Jomboy. It's cool,
Yeah. I think the first Jomboy thing I ever saw was the lip reads.
Oh,
yes. And what I love about that is regardless of the team or regardless of the play, I feel like everyone, I'm like hysterically laughing. You guys always nail it, regardless of what, like the background, what's going on. They're always spot on.
Jimmy's amazing with those. Like he finds like the smallest possible details to include, which are important. And it's like, no, it's like, how the hell did you find out, see that, or know that, or figure that out? And watching him do it, like watching him in the process of creating a breakdown, it's remarkable.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite breakdown that he's done?
Oh, let's see. Recency bias. I love the Chiefs right now with the Patrick Mahomes and everything that's going on. 'Cause I'm a big football guy, so it's funny seeing him do a football breakdown. I think one of my favorite breakdowns he's done this is from, I want to say 2022 season. It was Elvin Rodriguez is pitching for the Tigers, and he's pitching against the Yankees, and he's tipping his pitches based on which way his head is looking and which way his legs are pointing. And it was impressive to see that Jimmy was able to pick up on what the Yankees were picking up, that he was tipping his pitches. And I think they hit like 3, 4, 5 home runs off of him in Yankee Stadium. And it was because they knew whether he'd be looking at third base or looking at home would dictate what he was going to be throwing.